Nobel Prize winner Dr. David Julius talks about what science is truly about and how he became interested in the receptors of temperature and touch, which led to his groundbreaking discovery.
You're sort of trying to feel your way around and understand what does this mean to kind of identify a problem and something that's novel and something that's doable. And that's sort of part of developing the art of doing science, is learning how to identify things that are important, that are new, that are approachable experimentally. So that's just something that, many of us learn. That's the most important part of training. Aside from learning how to do techniques, the real important part is learning how to identify problems and come up with new questions. Among all the sensory systems that we're familiar with, the five, canonical senses, vision, olfaction, taste, blah, 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 pain and our sense of touch, it's really what we call somatosensation, which colloquially we refer to as our sense of touch. But that includes our ability to sense changes in temperature, changes in pressure, chemical irritants in our environment or in our bodies. And then a component of that is pain sensation, which is really in some ways sort of somatosensation to the extreme, right? It's like touch to the extreme. We began that by asking how certain well-known chemicals in our environment elicit a sensation of pain. And, that includes a number of things that plants make, presumably to defend themselves. So when a squirrel tries to eat it, it doesn't feel so good. And how do those chemicals work to activate pain fibers, say in our mouth or our eyes or whatever? And can we use that as a toehold to get some insights into how this whole complex physiologic process works? So we started with chili peppers because there's a compound in there called capsaicin, which we all know is very pungent. Sort of through a natural progression, as usually happens in science, getting interested in the nervous system and then getting interested in understanding, using natural products to understand the nervous system, and then getting interested in natural products that cause pain and asking how that happens. So just sort of a progression through me being interested in the nervous system and then being interested in pharmacology, that is understanding mechanisms of drug action, mechanisms by which natural products in our environment interact with our nervous system. And studying pain seemed to be a really good nexus of those two things. And that's really what you go into science for. It's like you want to have that moment at midnight when you're in the lab and you finally understand something and you're the only person, or at least you think you're the only person on the planet who really now has some insight into a new process. And that's a really exciting thing. That's a process of discovery, and that's really, I think, why you go into science, because those are really exciting moments. And, it's really based on curiosity. The prize is really just emblematic of having done that.
Reporting for Scott Center News, I'm Josh Barty.